My name is Rick Smith Jr. Thanks for coming over to the YouTube channel. If you are new here, our channel is all about trick shots, magic, and card throwing. So today, I'd like to talk to you guys about different techniques, how to hold the cards, different methods of how I threw playing cards to break my world record. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's get into it. I want to start off today's video by showing you guys the grip I use when I throw a playing card. So what I want you to do is I want you to grab a playing card. It doesn't matter what card you're using. I love to use bicycle, and I have my very own Falcon throwing card. So this is the silver edition. So I want to show you the different grips that I use when throwing playing cards. I've used different grips for different techniques. If I'm slicing a vegetable, if I'm throwing for distance or accuracy, my grip changes. So I'm going to start off with a simple grip to get you guys ready to at least be able to fling the card and get the card moving. So basically, you want the card to have velocity. You want the card to spin when throwing the card. If you can get the card to spin, you're going to be able to throw the playing card. So you're going to start by grabbing a card. I'm going to use my Falcon throwing cards. We created this with DeVoe and US Playing Card Company, so I recommend these cards highly. And we have many different variations of these cards, so check them out on the Magic Store. First thing you're going to need to do, make scissors. You're going to kind of bend your wrist like this because, so what you might not know is I was an NCAA pitcher and I hold the playing card the exact same way that I would hold a curveball. Now, if you don't know how to hold a curveball, I kind of did it like this. I bend my fingers and I grab the top corner and have a really solid grip right here. So if you were to pull, there would actually be a grip of the card. It's not just pulling out of my fingers. So now that I am in this position, my fingers are bent, the thumb goes on top, these fingers kind of curl below the card. They're not touching the card like this, they're just curling below. So in all reality, I'm throwing the card like I'm throwing a curveball, just like this. So now that I'm in this position, I bring the card back like I would throw a curveball, and when I get about right here, I let go of the cards by opening my fingers, and the card will travel. So it looks a little bit like this. Here, bring it back, and flick. So now that you know the basic grip to throwing a playing card, you're going to adapt this grip for different types of throws. When I'm throwing for distance, basically, I want to use my whole body. Now remember, I was a baseball pitcher, so I throw the playing card like I threw a ball. So it has to do with the whole body. So if I'm throwing for distance, I come back, I use my hip, my rotation, and everything just like I would throw a ball. So if I'm really throwing for distance, leg up, bend the right leg, push out, arm out, in, just like a ball. Okay? If you're watching any of the videos that you've seen me throw, you'll see my right leg kick up. It's the exact same thing a Major League Baseball pitcher was pitching a ball. So remember, up, out, and then that leg comes over, especially in the motion that you're throwing the playing card. So if you're throwing for distance, you want to be in this grip, you want to bring it back as far as you can, and you want to use your whole body. You want to push off your right leg, twist your body, pull your arm in. There's a lot of things happening here. So if you want to be a professional card thrower, you want to be able to throw a playing card and amaze your friends throwing a card over a house, we would have to work all these different mechanics to make the perfect card throw. Remember, up, out, twist, and throw. So if you're throwing for power, that's what you're going to want to do. The next thing that you're going to want to do is accuracy. Now, accuracy comes to play when you're only throwing a card maybe 6 feet away. So if you watch some of the videos that I have on the YouTube channel, I'm usually only 4 to 6 feet away from my target. This gives me almost 99% chance of hitting the target and successfully cutting an object in half. Now I'd like to work on your accuracy. I'm going to invite my buddy Zach to come up here and help us demonstrate how you would actually throw for accuracy. What's up, man?
What's up?
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the card throwing target available on the Magic Store. You're going to hold it. Now, if I stand right here, I'm about 6 feet away from the target. So for accuracy, you're going to want to use the same type of grip. Again, fingers curled, fingers below, thumb on top. You're only about 6 feet away from your target. The only thing that's different here is you're going to want to be able to point towards the direction that you're throwing. So as I'm right about here, even though I'm standing 6 feet away, my hand is now about 4 feet away from the target. So now to practice with accuracy, Zach, you ready for this? Yeah. Kind of looks like Where's Waldo, but it's okay. Here's the deal. You got a playing card, you hold it, the same grip. Now the only thing for accuracy is you're not gonna wanna use your whole body. You're gonna wanna flick the card towards your target. Now, Zach is holding the target, I'm about 6 feet away. Now, when I'm finally releasing the playing card, my hand is only about 4 feet away from the target. The big thing here is you wanna flick your wrist hard and point in the direction that you're throwing. So if this works correctly, you should be able to point towards that little bullseye, the little white circle, and get pretty close. Why are you laughing? He's just nervous that I didn't hit him because I've hit him a few times. This is really fun. So you're definitely gonna wanna pick up one of these styrofoam targets. You can definitely work your way back as you get better. So if I take a step back and still try to point, I'm still gonna get pretty close to the target or Zach's fingers. It really doesn't matter. So I'm gonna keep working my way back and I'm still getting that bullseye. So with a little bit of practice, the right flick of the wrist, the same card throwing technique that we showed you for distance, you're gonna be able to hit that bullseye. And if you watch the video, you're gonna have a chance to win $1,000 live at one of my shows if you can take 3 playing cards and hit the target from 6 feet away. You guys should check out that video and practice so you guys can take my money. So the world record for throwing playing cards into a target is 46 out of 52 cards in under a minute from 6 feet away. So I'm gonna show you now how I broke that world record, the technique that I used. So if you guys wanna try it, you can break my world record. So here's how this works. From 6 feet away, you're gonna wanna throw rapid fire. So I'm gonna put them in dealer's grip. If you don't know what dealer's grip is, you're gonna put your thumb here, pointer finger on top, these fingers below, and I'm going to basically shoot the cards out into my hand and throw as fast as I possibly can, rapid fire. Now remember, point as you throw. So 1, 2, that's close to the finger. Not every card's stuck. It really doesn't matter for the world record because you're not gonna do it into a target. You're gonna do it into a bucket or a circle, a hole, and then possibly put one of the targets in the back so you have something to aim for. But as long as you can keep that motion going, pointing and flicking in the direction that you're throwing, you're gonna be able to break this world record. If you practice, I'd love to see some of your videos. Make sure you guys submit them. We do card throwing competitions on our channel, so look out for those. Good job, man. All right, that was good. Let's talk a little bit about some of the vegetables that we use. There are different types of vegetables that I use when I throw in my act. Have you ever seen this before?
Yeah, celery and bananas.
I don't throw celery, but I've used celery. I've used celery, bananas, cucumbers.
Can you do carrots?
Seriously? You found a little mini carrot? Okay, so we're working on accuracy. Let's do this. So I don't recommend this to anyone out there using bare skin. Now, I would put a glove on the person, even use one of the targets in a live show. Have the person hold at the bottom and cover their skin like this. Give them some safety glasses and you're good to go. Now, this is something you're gonna wanna be, again, 4 to 6 feet away. So when I let go of my hand, I'm only 3 feet away. So just for the sake of this video and to show you my accuracy, we're not gonna use the target. We're just gonna use his skin. All right, are you nervous?
Yeah.
How nervous?
Nervous.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Watch a carrot. Look how close that was to your thumb. Oh my gosh, first try. First try, I mean, that's pretty crazy, right?
That is crazy.
Were you nervous?
Yes.
Let's do it again. Let's make it even more dangerous. Things that I can do in my show, because I've been doing this for 20 years, things that I don't recommend you try. Do you have another carrot?
I do.
Sweet. So we're gonna take this accuracy step one step further. He's not gonna hold it with his hands this time, he's gonna hold it with his teeth. Okay?
Uh-huh.
How nervous are you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, being a card thrower, being a magician, traveling the world, people give me things all the time to slice. It's all right. No, this is good. Keep all this laughing in this video. Keep it, because it's really funny.
Why did I just have another carrot in my pocket?
Just have it ready. All right. So traveling the world, being a professional magician, people always ask if I can do different types of stunts. One of the main stunts that I've been trying to do lately is take things out of people's mouth. So he's got a carrot. Usually I would use a longer piece of celery. Unfortunately, we don't have any today, and he had 2 carrots in his pocket, so might as well do that. So you're probably wondering, how would I slice the carrot if everything that I do is held upright? So now we're gonna use that same grip, but instead of throwing like we were before, like the curveball, I'm gonna actually let the card go this way. So I'm gonna try to take it right here and not hit his face. Are you nervous? Okay, we got him good? Close your eyes. How nervous are you?
Nervous.
Okay, close your eyes. Here we go. As you can see, I'm pretty close. Don't open your eyes. I'm pretty close to doing this. And I'm gonna give you a tip once we successfully cut it in half. What? That's crazy. I can't believe he let me do that. And look at this, look at his face, no cuts. It was only the second or third try, so that was pretty good. So it only took a throw or two to slice the carrot in half. When you're performing live, you're only a foot or two away. But after you successfully cut the object, we don't have the room here, but after you successfully cut the object, you're gonna step back. So put it in your mouth. I cut it in half, I'm only a foot or two away, and then as soon as it gets cut in half, I step back, point to my audience member who just participated. Now I'm 6 to 8 feet away. So you're gonna definitely step back away, point to your audience member, give them a big round of applause. I do not recommend using baby carrots. Use celery, carrots, a bigger carrot stick if you're gonna be throwing at that angle like this. And this isn't something that you're gonna wanna do from a far distance away either, because when you throw the playing cards, it definitely does one of these vortex turns. So when you're throwing this way, you definitely have to turn your wrist more at an uncomfortable position to make sure that card flies in front of his face here and not right there. Good job, man. I can't believe he actually let us do this. All right, so I definitely want you guys to give Zach a like for this video. That's enough of Zach. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
So now that you know how I've thrown cards for distance and I've thrown cards for accuracy, throwing upwards is a totally different game. I broke the Guinness World Record for throwing a playing card 70 feet 3 inches at the Great Lakes Science Center in Cleveland, Ohio. Throwing upwards, totally different than throwing a card accurate or using power. So same grip, but now instead of throwing the card like out and pointing in the direction that you're gonna throw, you have to get back as far as you possibly can without falling over in your right leg, and you're gonna wanna throw that card and flick it straight up as hard as you possibly can. This actually is way more difficult than you might think, and throwing a card upwards is way more difficult. So it's gonna take a little bit more timing and skill and to get the right feel for the release of this playing card. But really, instead of using your whole body to throw out, you're gonna use that back leg, you're gonna push up, and you're gonna throw as hard as you possibly can, pointing at the sky. So now that you've learned how to throw a playing card, I'm going to give you a few different tips on some things you can actually alter your playing cards to make them perform better or perform special trick shots. So I'm gonna start off with an easy one. I posted this on the channel before, but I'd like to share it with you again in case you missed it. When throwing a playing card to pop a balloon, I use my Falcon throwing cards or bicycle cards, but I cut the corners of the playing card. By cutting the corners, it gives you a sharp edge. Now, when throwing a card at a balloon, to pop it, a water balloon, if you're trying to do this outside, you can absolutely throw the playing card with curved edges and accomplish this task. But if you want to be 99.9% successful every single time, cut the corners. It does ruin the card, but it's going to give you that really cool explosion. I've done this on many YouTube videos that you guys have watched. So now that you have cut your playing card, you have 4 sharp corners. When throwing this card at a balloon or a target, a water balloon outside, you're gonna be able to successfully pop the balloon 99.9% of the time if you can actually hit it. So really cool technique to alter your playing card to pop a balloon. I'm gonna give you another alteration with a playing card. So one other thing that you can do with a playing card is, a few years ago, I created a technique to make the cards whistle. We made it into a really cool deck called the Banshees, and they're available on the Magic Store, but this is an inexpensive way. It does ruin your cards, but it's an inexpensive way to give you that whistle sound with a hole puncher and a regular card. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna make 2 holes. You're gonna put one here and one here. This right here is going to make your card a whistle card. So if I were to throw it, so one more time, all you're doing is your 1 punch, 2 punch, and if you really want to and you want to try to get the card even louder, you can try to put the holes in different spots, and maybe you will be the next person to create the next loudest whistle. So let's see if we do this. We'll do 4 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's see how this whistles. So if you don't want to buy one of the Banshees, you want to practice throwing your cards hard so you can actually get that whistle sound, grab a hole puncher, grab some cards, put it wherever you want to see if you can find the right combination to make the card whistle the loudest. Really cool technique. So make sure you guys try this. Now, one of the other cool things that a lot of you guys have been asking is, how do you skip a playing card? What you want to do is you want to find a smooth surface. And then instead of throwing your card up or for power, you're going to want to throw that card as hard as you possibly can at the ground. Now, you're not throwing it at the ground like this. You're gonna try to skip the card like you would a rock. So if this was the ground and you're up here, you want that card to kind of hit this surface at that type of angle. So you're going to use the same grip that you would for accuracy and power, but you're going to throw it straight down at the ground. So it's not hard to skip a card on the ground as long as you can get that right throwing technique. Throw it at an angle at the ground, you'll be able to skip the card. It was pretty cool because on Dude Perfect, Card Throwing Trick Shots 1, I skipped a card off the ground and stuck it in a watermelon through Cody Jones's legs, which was absolutely incredible. And I think that's where a lot of you guys wanted to know how this trick was done. So hopefully you guys can practice. It's gonna scrape your playing cards, so make sure you guys find a smooth surface and have a lot of fun with it. You've made it this far in the video. Now I'm gonna give you guys some pro tips, some things to do, some things not to do, and then just go over our throwing methods one last time to make sure you guys can throw those playing cards successfully. So some of the things that I think you should use when you're performing and you want to slice a vegetable in half, make sure you guys stick to like celery, carrots, cucumbers. Of course, you can use the mini carrots if you'd like. You can try to move to smaller targets like an apple or an olive, but you're gonna really wanna stay away from certain objects. You're gonna stay away from like pineapples or oranges, lemons, limes, things with a rind. It's very hard to throw into those different types of targets. I've thrown cards through Gerber daisies, but throwing a card through a carnation or rose is a little bit harder because the stems are so thick, where the Gerber daisy is a very big stem, but it's hollow inside, which allows you to be able to throw the playing card through it pretty easily. So stay away from foods like hot dogs, things that actually give a little give, because you're not gonna successfully throw that playing card through that object every single time. I can successfully throw a card through a hot dog, but it's not easy. So here's a pro tip that I'm going to share with you that I really have never shared on YouTube before. One of the coolest things about throwing playing cards is I'm a card throwing magician. 90% of my shows are magic shows. I just use card throwing to separate myself from other magicians. So I'm gonna give you a pro tip to teach you guys how to build an audience with card throwing. One of the coolest things that I've done on the streets, if I'm performing doing close-up magic or at a festival and I wanna get a whole bunch of people to my show, this is the best way to do it. Who wants to win $1,000? Raise your hand. People get on the microphone. Who wants to win $1,000? If you want to win $1,000, come grab a playing card. Come on, come on. Zach, who wants $1,000? Come grab a playing card. Come grab one, come grab one. You get a whole bunch of volunteers up on stage. Now, they're all up here. They all have a playing card. Would you like to win $1,000?
Yes.
Awesome. Go hang out right over there. In a few moments, we're going to get you up on stage and we're going to give you a chance to win $1,000. Come on, if you want to get $1,000, come grab a playing card. Come grab one. Come grab one. Now, this is a part of the show, not even a part of the show. This is a part of the fair now that everyone hears you on the microphone. Who's giving away $1,000? People are running all around to grab your playing cards. You've just given 52 people a playing card, and now you have 52 people watching what they have no idea what they're waiting for. They just want that $1,000. So now I get to introduce myself. Hey guys, my name is Rick Smith Jr. and I'm a magician. Are you guys ready to see some magic? Whoa! Are you guys ready to win $1,000? Whoa! Everyone's going crazy. So now you have this audience of 52 plus more people that are generating. People are coming from all different directions to watch what may be a $1,000 giveaway. I perform a few tricks and then finally, maybe after 20, 25 minutes into my show, I bring out my volunteers. If anyone can throw a playing card farther than me, I'm gonna give them $1,000 right now. Now, as the world record holder, no one's breaking that world record for me yet, so I'm pretty confident when doing this at a live event that if one of you kids that are watching challenge me and you beat me, I'm gonna give you $1,000. And that's what I've been doing for all of these years performing. So now that I have these people up here, they all try to throw the playing card. I do my whole card throwing routine, and now I just did a 25-minute magic show, 5 minutes of card throwing, and I have a happy audience, and I had a huge audience. And then the $1,000 giveaway is still maybe hit that target 3 times or see if they can successfully throw the card really far. It's definitely a fun way to generate a crowd, especially if you're having trouble getting people over to your section. I've done this at trade shows, I've done this at fairs, and it always works. So try it. So for you beginners out there, any playing cards will work for this. Now, I recommend the Falcons because they're branded by me and DeVoe, and they are a little bit thicker. This is the first card of its kind where US Playing Card Company let us print on a thicker stock. So it definitely does help the card travel farther and harder. But you can use bicycle playing cards. As you may have seen on Dude Perfect, I've used Chrome Kings, I've used the Banshees, which are plastic playing cards. All the cards that I use are on my website. So if any of you kids are interested in grabbing a deck of cards, make sure you guys check out the Magic Shop. So really, any card will do. As long as it's in a rectangle shape, you can use a Pokemon card, a bicycle card, an Uno card. I have very inexpensive playing cards on my website as well as very expensive playing cards. So check them out, have fun with this, and hopefully you learn how to throw playing cards with our master card throwing tutorial. I hope you guys had fun with our master card throwing tutorial. If you guys practice your card throwing, you too will be a card throwing master. If you guys would like to watch our recent video, click right over here. If you want any of the card throwing cards or merchandise that I use in my card throwing act, right down there. If you haven't subscribed, click the button, turn your notifications on so you'll be notified when we post new videos like this. I hope you guys had fun. I'll see you in the next one.